I'm gonna start this video by saying that I've gotten so sick of Windows operating system.
What's wrong? Seriously? Auto-updating now?
Every time it updates, something breaks. And it updates very frequently and it forces you to update. Why am I talking about Windows? Because at church, I have a setup with a PC connected to the mixer. I get all the channels from the mixer into Reaper. I mix them and then send them over the network from Reaper to the computer that has OBS. And then that goes to the live stream. And the way I'm sending it is using reastream from Reaper. There's a plugin that you can also install in OBS. And you would input the IP address of the receiving computer in Reaper. And then it will just send all the audio over there. That's great. It's amazing. Works very well, very reliable. However, when Windows updates, for some reason, it stops receiving audio over IP. And every time this happens, it always happens before the service. So I have to go and be stressed and try to fix it quickly before we start. And if I'm not there, the volunteers don't really know what to do. And I don't blame them. Even I sometimes don't know how to fix it in the moment because there's no obvious wrong thing going on. It's just Windows acting up. So the solution would be to just connect a cable from the aux output of the laptop into the ATEM switcher. So that's analog audio going directly into the machine. And that way you would have sound regardless if the network IP thing worked or not. But there's another problem. In whichever DAW you decide to use, it's not only in Reaper, you can only choose one audio interface. So if I'm connected to the mixer, that is the audio interface. I can't use the speakers of the laptop or the aux output or microphones of the laptop. And I'm already using all the outputs of the mixer. I don't have any extra outputs to use to send to the ATEM switcher. Now, if you do a quick Google search, you'll see that there's an ASIO for all driver that enables you to turn on more than one interface inside that driver. So you can kind of use multiple interfaces with the same PC. However, if I use that, it doesn't see the mixer properly anymore. Instead of having 32 inputs, now it only shows 8 stereo inputs, which is not right. So I can't use the ASIO for all. Okay, so what's the solution? I really need that extra headphones output on the laptop to send audio to the ATEM in case the network thing didn't work. If you're using Linux, on Linux there's something called Jack, in which you can freely patch any software into any other software and any interface connected to your computer all together. It's really incredible. And there is a version of it that you can install on Windows, but in my experience, I didn't see any good results. It was kind of broken on Windows. So am I doomed? Can I not do anything about it? No, I can do something about it. And the solution is to have a portable installation of Reaper that is different from the main one, because that enables me to select a different audio interface on the other Reaper. So you're gonna go to the Reaper website, download the installer file, and when you run it, don't hit next directly. There's a checkbox that says portable. So click on that and then you can choose a folder. Create any folder wherever you want on your computer and choose that folder to install Reaper inside of it. Then just continue the installation normally and you'll have a different Reaper. Now open that other Reaper and select the system audio. And what you want to do is send audio from the main Reaper that is mixing the live stream to the other Reaper on the same machine. And to do that, you're just gonna put a reastream plugin on your master track and don't type any IP, just select local broadcast. And on the other Reaper, also put the reastream plugin on a track, or you can just put it on the master output because you're just using it for that purpose, and set it to receive. And now you're sending audio from one Reaper with one audio interface to another Reaper with a different audio interface on the same machine. So therefore now you can output sound from your built-in audio headphone jack. And that enables me to plug a 3.5mm cable into the laptop and into the ATEM switcher and receive audio on the ATEM. In case the network audio goes down, we can still have audio from the machine. Now, it's not as clean, obviously, because it's being converted and the ATEM inputs don't sound good. They're mediocre at best. Then I want these settings to load without my intervention. So I will save a project template and go to the preferences and set this project as template. So when I open Reaper, it immediately loads these settings. And I do this for both Reapers, and I set both Reapers to start up with the turning on of the computer. So nobody really needs to do anything. They just need to turn on the computer. I've already been experimenting with Linux for quite some time now, and I'm getting kind of comfortable with it. And it's much more stable and much much more predictable and runs much better on a Windows machine that you might think is dying. So when I do that on the church laptop that's mixing the live stream, I'll make a video about it. But I can't change both because the other computer that runs slides and does stuff, people use it and they're gonna freak out. The Reaper computer, nobody touches it. They just turn it on and off and it mixes everything on its own. I have a lot of automation going on in the Reaper. I've done many videos about that. If you want your headphones output to work, the most stable solution would be to install a different Reaper, send audio from the main Reaper to the other Reaper, and select the system audio interface for that other Reaper. If you found this video helpful, make sure to hit the like button, click on the video on the screen right now, and I'll see you there.